All right, check this one out. This one's called Judge Rules That It's Time for the Phoenix Detective to Start Answering Questions. Yeah.
Impacted dozens of murder cases.
Judge just ruling. It's time for this Phoenix detective to start answering some questions here. For more than a year, she's claimed to be too unwell to testify about her cases and the mistakes she made
Keep in
handling
mind,
evidence.
her husband,
But ABC 15 chief investigator Dave
her husband
Biscabing
is assistant police
caught her
chief.
working
Her husband is
multiple
Nick.
jobs after retiring on a disability claim. And now Dave's back to take us inside that judge's decision.
Our reporting already led to this major ruling, and even though we already broke news of this decision, we think it's important for you to see exactly what happened in court and see what the judge had to say, especially since this impacts so many life and death matters.
Would counsel please announce appearances?
This hearing may be part of a first-degree murder case, but nothing about the hearing is about the crime. It's about the lead detective, Jennifer DePonzio, and if she's still too unwell to testify.
Have those circumstances changed, and is she now available as a witness?
Here's why Judge Bruce Cohen is now asking that question. For years, DePonzio repeatedly mishandled evidence, the mistakes impacting 37 court cases and 61 police investigations. In July 2021, as she was confronted with the mounting problems, she went on medical leave and never returned to work. In December 2022, two things happened. She retired, and a previous judge ruled she would likely never be well enough to participate in court proceedings. But then came our story in October. After that court ruling and her retirement, we showed DePonzio almost immediately began working as an esthetician and added another job as a chiropractic assistant/therapist.
Have those circumstances changed?
And that takes us back to court.
Our position remains the same, that she is still currently unavailable.
But the judge wanted to see proof, DePonzio's updated medical records.
How extensive are they?
They're not extensive at all, Judge.
The judge also wanted to read them right away.
I'll just go do this.
And DePonzio's attorneys handed over the file. After 30 minutes, the judge returned and let both sides argue their side.
Because I think there are failures, investigative failures, that need to be held to account before a jury.
The defense attorney, who's not been allowed to see DePonzio's confidential medical records, highlighted evidence from our story about her working. He explained how it fits in the timeline. Remember, on December 16th, 2022, the court was provided medical records and ruled DePonzio may...
Pause that for a second, I see some comments. They're a really good one. Yeah. Her husband, Nick, is assistant chief of police. This goes all the way to the top. Of course. Here's another comment. Former detective should be in prison for lying to the court and fraud, as well as other numerous criminal charges. Here's a good one. She clearly couldn't care less about the lives she is ruining while they wait in jail because of her action. Such a selfish person. And this is why I've been talking about when you got officers that corrupt and do nefarious, dirty work like that. It's called Brady violation. That means all of their cases come under scrutiny in the light. It's like when you get a cop that screws up on one case, all their cases come to light.
Never be available. Then on December 28th last year, she officially retired under a disability claim. Just a few days later, on January 2nd, 2023, this is the first post for her business Instagram page. It said, "It's time to get busy."
But she retires on December 28th, 2022, and then let's get busy on January 2nd, 2023. Was Ms. DePonzio being transparent with what was provided to the court at the time when we look at it in the context of what we now know?
That's much different physically.
DePonzio's attorney did not dispute the evidence in our report. In fact, she told the court she's not interested in our facts.
I am not going to get involved in the media spectacle that has been trying to be made of my client. Not only does that not help with her current health condition, but again, I don't take facts from the media. My client continues to suffer from ongoing medical issues that impact her life in significant ways.
But the judge...
Bitch, get the fuck out of here. Your client's still suffering, but the defendants that are an unfair trial is supposed to rot in jail. You like that while your client's suffering from so-called like that? I don't think so. Okay, yeah, here's a good one I'll read before I get back to it. So, criminal defendants are just supposed to abandon the right to a fair trial because she says she isn't feeling well? I don't think so.
Judge asked again if anything has changed in the past year about her ability to testify.
You're saying it's just as true now as it was then?
Yes, Judge.
And without getting into it, it's on the strength of whatever updated records you provide.
Yes, Judge. Again, I can only provide the court with information that I am given, both through my client and supported by her medical records.
Multiple times, DePonzio's attorney told the judge she's just relaying what she's been provided. And their bottom line is she can't testify.
Based on the information that I have seen, that I have provided to the court independently, yes, that is our position.
After the 2-hour hearing, the judge ruled it's time for DePonzio to start answering questions.
Defendant's due process rights outweigh the individual rights that have been identified regarding Detective DePonzio.
And he said it's time to get this case and many others back on track.
I have great fear about this becoming a trial within a trial. And for the last 6 months, this has almost exclusively been about Detective
The
DePonzio.
judge even referred to it as the, quote, DePonzio trial. But he said it's been necessary and important.
Everybody has said, we're going to let this be the case that kind of directs, in some ways, what goes on in the others. So I know there are a number of people waiting in the wings to see what you may get out of this. But we had to go down this path.
So what happens now? Well, DePonzio will have to sit for a pre-trial defense interview in the next couple weeks, unless her attorneys try some sort of appeal. I'm investigator Dave Biskobing, ABC 15, Arizona.
Dave, thank you. Dave's been reporting on this scandal all year, and it isn't over. It's about much more than this detective. It's about systemic problems, handling homicide evidence, and he's now uncovered evidence showing Phoenix police work to minimize and cover up her misconduct. Keep an eye out for that story.
Let's read a couple more and we'll get out of here. It really makes you wonder how bad, corrupt her police work was if she's finding this hard to prop up her obviously questionable disability claim despite medical media attention, all to avoid having to actually testify about what she did to defendants in their cases. Yeah, she don't care. It's like, yeah, she just want to suck up the system like that. You know that. Why is it a crime for regular citizens to scam disability but not the police? Yeah, good point right there. Yeah. It's very convenient for her to have a medical disability as soon as she was questioning about her failure. And we'll leave with that. With that said, I'm on my job. Peace out.